This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Special one today for a great guy who's raising a lot of money on a trail run. He's going to be running through the Quinte region on his way to Parliament Hill to raise money for the Mood Disorder Foundation of Canada for mental health. His name is Clay Williams. He's from Elmira, down around Kitchener-Stratford way. Waterloo kind of makes a triangle. Fine little community. Get the idea a number of years ago, because he's a runner by hobby, that he could set off and raise some money. So we had a chance to catch up with him. He's in the midst of his run now, but he'll be here in the Quinte region on Wednesday. And here's why he started doing it in the first place.
Actually, I'd been doing pretty long runs. So a marathon is 42.2 kilometers, right?
Yeah.
I'd been doing ultra marathons, so 50 kilometers and longer for a few years. And I'd heard about this race in upstate New York. It was from Rochester, I think, along the Erie Canal across to Buffalo. And they just made a footpath along the whole thing. It was 600 kilometers or something like that. And I thought that would be awesome to run on that. And I should do it for as a fundraiser for mental health. I've lost two brothers to suicide, and I know my wife and my daughter both struggle with depression. So that was kind of the start of this thing. I was going to run, so I started planning in 2014. I was going to run this race in 2015 and do it as a fundraiser awareness campaign. But there weren't enough people registered for the race, so the race was canceled. But I'd already made a commitment to the Mood Disorder Society to raise funds for them. So I had to make up my own run. So I got Google Maps out and started looking for canals in Canada, and found the Trent Severn and Rideau canals. And about 785 kilometers later, in 2015, I ran the full distance from Port Severn to Ottawa.
And the most remarkable part, since you left it out, please let me share it, is that you did it all in a week.
Yeah. I had a little struggle about halfway through. I had an injury that slowed me down some, but it was a little over, somewhere around 95 kilometers a day for a week.
A day?
Yeah, it's a couple marathons a day.
If you had told me you took the whole summer, I still would have been impressed. But what's remarkable, though, is that you did it the one time and you've kept doing it. What is it that has made it grow larger to the point where now people want to get involved and help you do the running and the fundraising?
Yeah, it's kind of grown slowly over the years. So the first year I did it, I had a pace runners, plural, with me for the entire 7 days. So I always had someone with me, except for about 2 kilometers on like day 6, and I got lost.
Oh, no.
Not badly lost. It was a short distance, or I dropped my map. But anyway, so those people, my friends, wanted to do it again. It was just a lot of fun running with friends. So I did it the next year as well, and invited some of those friends, and some new people heard about it and got involved. And it has eventually morphed or grown into a run with more people running shorter distances. So instead of people running 50 kilometers at a time, it's broken up into 10-kilometer segments. So this year I've got somewhere around 30 runners that are joining on and off through the run, and I'll be running about 200 kilometers or something like that. So not nearly as far.
Right. So you're not running the whole thing and they're running with you. They're picking it up along the way.
Exactly. So there's always only one runner on the course. So we carry this Canadian flag. It's kind of like the baton. It starts at the start, and a runner will run a 10-kilometer segment and finish their run. The next runner will start and take off, and the first runner will go home. So we're not all together at the same time. So it's one after another through this whole week.
Yeah, we're talking with Clay Williams, who is raising money for the Mood Disorder Society of Canada's Defeat Depression campaign. And I'm glad you led into the flag, because that was something you had early on. Why was that the symbol in the first run?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to, it was the idea of a really good friend of mine who ran the full length of the Bruce Trail the year before, It's kind of a similar way. She's legally blind, by the way. But anyway, that's another story altogether. So she encouraged me to find some way to engage the people that were going to be joining me. So I bought this Canadian flag, a big 3 foot by 6 foot Canadian flag, and I asked people in the race season leading up to the run, as I would go to these trail races. I would put the flag out and I'd ask people, if you or someone you know or love is struggling with depression or anxiety or any mood disorder, please sign my flag and I'll carry it on my run all the way to Ottawa as a symbol that you don't have to carry your burdens alone. And that's done a couple things. It's hopefully shown some people. I think I've got about 400 signatures on the flag now. I think it shows some people that I don't know, even though I'm not a therapist or a counselor, I want to help someone. People are trying to help, right? And the other thing it's done is given me kind of an outward accountability. When I'm carrying that flag, I'm carrying something significant, something that has meaning to people, and that helps to spur me on, to keep me running.
Talk about symbolism, though. You stop at Parliament Hill. Is there a message to the government about the issues such as depression facing Canadians?
Yeah, the first year I got to Parliament Hill about 9:30 at night on a Saturday night, and there were 10,000 people there for a different event altogether.
And you said, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of part of the message, and it goes to Parliament Hill every year. I've had the honor of carrying it up onto Parliament Hill 7 years in a row, and we'll be doing it again in about a week. But I've talked to as many MPs, MPPs, mayors, chambers of commerce, all of the people that I can along the route. And from my side, it's keeping the conversation going. So I can talk to a lot of people. Hopefully, some of those people are the ones that make decisions about how our healthcare dollars are being spent and distributed and used, and can get the message that we really need help with our mental health care system in Canada.
Clay Williams of the Canal Pursuit team will be leaving on August 20th and will be doing the run for a week. You run through Muskoka. You run through the Quinte region here. You'll be running through the Rideau section. What are some of your favorite spots that you've discovered that you otherwise never would have known about?
One of them is Lovesick Lock, which is up near Burleigh Falls, and it's a little lock. All the locks are beautiful little spots. I mean, it's a little river going through a beautiful park that's maintained by Parks Canada. Lovesick Lock is out on an island, and I've had to get out to the lock. There's no road, and I can't take a boat, so I run across people's front yards, the cottagers, and I've met a couple of the cottagers, and I see them every year. It's kind of a neat passage every year. Another highlight really is the involvement in the past few years of people from CFB Trenton. I had the commanding officer of the health services 1 year come out, bring all of her staff, and they ran from Trenton to Kingston as part of the relay. And the past few years, the search and rescue team has come out, and those guys are super fit and really fast, so they make for a short day.
Oh, because if you're lost, you want them to come find you. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Part of your run. When will you be in Trenton next week? Do you know when?
Yes. Let me look at my calendar here. Trenton, I think, is Monday. So let's see. Port Severn to Aurelia to Fenelon Falls to Peterborough to Frank. So the 24th, it's Wednesday.
That's your itinerary by days. That's remarkable. Yeah. That's remarkable. Now, at least along the way early on, other than possible sponsorship, were people passing you $20 bills as you ran? How did you raise money early on? And of course, how can we do it today?
Early on, it was mostly by my word of mouth, and then the word of mouth, or let's say not word of mouth, social media networks of the people that ran with me. And that's still the biggest source of the fundraising. With 30 people, it's not just my social group; it's the social groups of all of those 30 people that are supporting them. So there are always every year a couple of very active fundraisers that do a lot of fundraising. There are a couple stops along the way where I see a few people, and we always absolutely accept cash donations. I've got my little donation jar, and it's always out when the crew is moving along. To get more info about the run and actually donate online, if you're so moved, you can visit canalpursuit.defeatdepression.ca, and all the info about the run, including itinerary. So you'll be able to see when I'm coming into Belleville. I think it's the morning of the 24th around noon at Lions Park.
Lions Park, great. Okay, Clay, I know you're packing. I know that you're excited to get it going. You got 30 brand new friends who are going to make the run with you, so congratulations on it. Last thought on those who aren't running or maybe can't donate but want to support, how can they do it?
Watch us on social media. I'll be doing live updates pretty regularly, a couple times a day, 3 or 4 times a day, depending on how busy I am and how much running I'm doing. Share the conversation on social media. I think the more we hear discussions about mental health, the less uncomfortable we're going to be talking about it ourselves.
So again, you can follow him on social media. You can watch for him on the run. You can make donations along the way, and we congratulate him and all of the volunteers, especially those at CFB Trenton who are taking part in the run this year. Special Mark and Charity Coffee podcast. You can get them wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Just click to subscribe, and you'll be notified when it's up daily by 11 o'clock in the morning. Mark and Charity Coffee podcast with Mark and Charity Mornings here on 95.5 Hits FM.